Okay, welcome back everyone, Zaf here, and man oh man, I really need to touch some grass 8 hours in. That's absolutely insane. In this guide, we're covering the new battlefield time, going over what weapons you can use, what hunters, what skills. I'll show you 2 runs with 2 different skill loadouts so you know exactly what to do. And of course, do drop your like, these guides do take a while, that way I know you want more videos like this. Also, while you drop your like, do not forget to subscribe, almost at the 100,000 mark. I know we can do it, we can reach that milestone together, and if you want some free rewards, make sure you support. We just got a brand new code in, supporting is free. The link to support is down below. We're ranked in 1 for a reason. I make sure every single supporter gets a code. Your codes can be found right here near my page. You scroll down and that's what are sent. Every single supporter will get these 3 codes right here. 1000 essence, that's a new one. Rune fragments, and also 500 essence with weapon designs. Very good if you ask me. So do check for this code if you're a current supporter. And if you're a new supporter, support and wait. You will get all these 3 codes sent to you manually after a few hours, because I do have to send them one by one. And lastly, congrats to CVR from the first commenter on the last video. Here is your shoutout, and enjoy that juicy Discord roll. And no, of course, in my guide, I don't use a new dagger. That's just too ridiculous. Not everyone has it, especially not to A through A5. So that would be a useless guide. In this guide, I use the Demon King's Longsword, but you can also use other weapons, like the Baruka's Dagger. That's another weapon you can use. So let's go over everything you should use for this build to have a very successful run. I did try different hunter loadouts and artifact loadouts, so let me tell you my findings. But first off, did you know that orbs do affect your news damage? Yes, that's right. It's not the core stats that matter, it's the core passives that affect its damage. So this right here increases attack by 3%, this would apply. Same with this one here, Spirit passive, this applies as well. So just so you know, it's just about the core passive, so make sure you do equip a core that does provide at least some benefit. It will help out your run a lot. And also, don't just love this Zaf collab skin, oh, it looks so good. Shout out to the Marble for doing this skin, it looks absolutely fantastic. Now moving on to our general build again, these are the weapons you can use. Baruka's Dagger works just fine. It is a bit slower compared to our SSRs, but it does work. You can, of course, as well, use the Demon King's Longsword. This weapon is juiced up, so strong, our second strongest weapon, at least in wind, but in general it's actually one of our strongest weapons now. So easy to use, so amazing. At A3 it's already good enough, but once you get it to A5 it becomes very strong. It is the perfect candidate for this run. That's what I use because not everyone has a dagger. Even I don't have it to A5, so why would you? That's why I didn't cover in this run, but same thing, if you have it to A5 for some reason, you can use it. Just do exactly what we did when it comes to Demon King's Longsword, but do with the dagger instead, very simple. Unfortunately, when it comes to West Window, it just didn't work out, I tried it. And although it has a lot of damage in the short term, it just takes too long to build up, so I don't recommend it, unfortunately. Not the weapon we want to use. Those 3 weapons work out well, you should have at least one of them, so do use them. And when it comes to our hunters, this is the best loadout I tried. We use Kim for the heavy break on his sports skill, we use Wu, he has a break as well, and we use Min for his buffs, but do remember, if we look at someone like Kim, you just need him all the way to A3, that's it. His A4 and A5 effect don't really provide much of a bonus. Obviously A10 is ideal for a little bit more damage, but overall doesn't provide much influence. When it comes to Wu, if we look at his passives here, you can see nothing here really affects his sports skill, so when it comes to Wu, A0 is just fine, A4 is pretty good too. Boosts his wind damage, we don't need that. A0 will be perfect for this run, providing the break we need. And when it comes to Min, for this run specifically, all we need is for him to be A1, so this is the perfect loadout. Anyone can use this, it's not a pay-to-win build, so do try it out and let me know what you think. Min is only pay-to-win if you have him to A5, and you plan on using his ultimate, which you can't here. So A1 is all we need. And now moving on to artifact sets, honestly, there are 2 sets you can run on Jinu, both worked out fine for me. You can use the Warmongers, or instead of the Warmonger set, you can use Curse, that works just fine. Honestly, the effect is fairly similar, so you can run a 4-piece Curse or a 4-set Warmonger. Again, the enhancements don't matter, the subsets don't matter, it's only the passive effects here. So you can use that, and when it comes to your accessories, either use Curse if you're using Warmongers, don't go a set Curse, and you can also use this set here. So with your 4-piece Curse, you can equip the Concentration of Firepower. These 2 sets work perfectly together, so try that out, see what set works best for you. But honestly, when it came to my time, I got the same time of both sets, so it doesn't matter what you run, but give this one a try. It's not too bad if you have the proper artifacts. I guess if you're a new player and you only have the accessories and maybe not the equipment, this could work out fine for you. Again, use both, see what works best for you, that we can maximize on your time. And then the rest of the artifact sets here are very standard. Blessing on Min, super standard, we always use this. And for our breaker, or our second support, we always use the Sylph's Blessing. With the Noble Sacrifice set, for that 8% attack bonus, super simple. And for our best breaker here, Kim, we use the Cell Analysis set, giving him more break, exactly what we need. And also the Sylph's Blessing set, providing more elemental weakness damage. This gives us a very nice bonus, stacking with Wu, providing up to a 15% elemental weakness damage effect. Overall, very OP. And the reason why we don't use the solid set on Wu is because we don't need more break, but we do need more attack, so this is perfect, make sure you use it. That way you maximize on your damage because Kim, he can basically break by himself. He is one of our best support breakers in the game, just when it comes to a support skill alone. Now, when it comes to our Blessing Stones and Runes, I do want to tell you this is basically the best loadout. You can swap, I guess, this right here, the double-edged sword for Bloodlust, but honestly, you do need to attack, so use this instead, unless you have your Bloodlust 2 Legendary, and this 2 Rare for example, then use Bloodlust instead. But overall, this is the best loadout here. Reawakening, as you know, we use it for every single battlefield time. 20% cooldown reduction is OP. Same with Pulverize, letting us break faster, which is something we have to do. If you don't have this to, let's say, high rank, you can swap in something like Sharp Perception, giving us more crit, meaning more damage. But overall, this is what you should use to maximize on your run. I did try everything, and this gave me the best result. And with Shadows, of course, we're using our basic skills. So the Big Rock is perfect, providing us a very substantial bonus. So that's why I use him. If you don't have him, you can use Igris, you can use Blades, up to you. I do prefer Igris for more crit, but if you want more attack and you want to rely on RNG, Blades is the way to go. And for our 2 support channels, we use Iron for this skill right here, decreasing enemies' defense by 12%, and also we use Serbi, because Serbi has this effect, a 5% damage bonus to the target, so that makes these 2 shadows perfect for basically any run. Now for our skills, you have 2 options. This is a set I used way back when we first did a guide on this run. It was like 2 or so months ago. You can use Black Hole and use the skill here. High speed rotation does help, but I know for me, they're legendary, so it's a bit easy, but still, this skill does so much damage. I'll show you how it works in the first phase. Using these 2 result in a run that was slower by I think 3 to 4 seconds, so not too bad. Instead, what you can use is this right here, Armor Break, providing us a damage bonus and tons of break. That's one of the better options. And also, we use this right here. Gale provides us a lot of damage as well to both the boss and also the first phase, letting us clear it ASAP, vacuuming in the targets, and getting a damage boost, of course, depending on the amount of targets on the screen. So do try both sets, they do work. That is if you're missing one, of course. So now let's go over the run. I'll show you exactly what we did to maximize our potential. That way you can get that juicy rank #1 spot. Okay, here's the play. What you want to do first is run, dash all the way to the back, give the wall a kiss. Yes, that's right. Give it a smooch, make out session, and wait just a little bit, and start running back. So run back, stand around to the middle, and use the Gale Scale. It does suck in all the targets. I say scale, I mean skill. Sucks them all in, and it should one-shot them. If you can't one-shot them, what I recommend you do is to use Min at the beginning, and also dash and use Plum if you want even more damage in. That's one option. That's only if you can't one-shot the targets, but you should be able to. They don't have necessarily too high HP, but if you're new, if you're free to play, that's the way to go. Use a support hunter, and then use Plum if you have it, to get the most damage possible. So that way the skill one-shots are next. You want to get ready, dash, to get the Plum effect off, and then use a skill. For me, it's Demon King's Longsword. If you don't have that, you can use other skills or other weapon skills, up to you. But in my case, boom, we should one-shot it after, yeah, there we go. Easy peasy. But now I do want to show you the other method, so let me bring that up. So here we have a different skill loadout. As you can see, kind of easier to do, depending on what skills you have. And yeah, not too bad. It would have been quicker, but that target refused to die. But yeah, I mean, not much explanation needed there. We just kind of suck them in, does it automatically, and then use the skill, the high speed rotation to beat the targets, and yeah, use your weapon skill to beat the second phase boss, and then easy peasy. We're in phase 3 now, so I'll go back to the slow mode because this goes on. Yeah, this goes by way too fast, folks. So I'm just gonna let it play out by itself up until the third phase. So we go over the boss. When it comes to the boss, what you want to do in the third phase is use Min, use your shadows, and then use Shadow Step, and then set off all your break. When it comes to your arm break, when it comes to Kim, when it comes to Wu, and he should break ASAP. You'll see here, I changed it to 0.5% speed so you know exactly what's going on because these battles go by quick. So here we go, the Shaman. Not too annoying, but a bit hard to beat if you don't have the wind elemental typing. So there, you saw how fast I was. I used Min, I used my shadows the second we spawned in, and here I'm getting ready for Shadow Step. One thing I do recommend you do is start basic attacking here. I didn't because my mana is full, but you should basic attack if you're low on mana. That should regen your mana even if you don't hit any targets. It's automatic. So here we go, we're gonna dodge, use Shadow Step, and then use my break skill, and use Kim or Wu, doesn't matter. Use either one, and we're gonna break the target so quickly here. I do use Plum there because Wu's gonna come in, he's gonna break, and this skill right here takes a long time to load up, so I'm going to do it preemptively. I'm gonna set it off while Wu breaks, you'll see here, and boom, I use it. Wu does the break, and I get all that juicy damage off here. Wait for it, and boom. Next up, start basic attacking and get ready to use your weapon skill. In my case, the Demon King's Longsword. Look how much damage this does. Oh my goodness, what a juicy weapon now. I absolutely love it, just like I love Gina's skin. But anyways, here we're gonna dodge, use Shadow Step. No, don't use it. You wait because he's invincible. Wait for the damage numbers to come up, and boom, Shadow Step instantly. Use the on-rig skill, dash if you can. So again, I just want to go back. The reason why we basic attack is we're waiting for a damage number to come up. The moment it does, use your Shadow Step. That way you get the maximum value from it. Otherwise, you can waste it and it'll just ruin your run, which is so annoying. So once we do that, we Shadow Step, and then you want to use your armor break skill. You should dash if you have Plum to maximize on the damage. But just go back real quick to explain one thing. The reason why, you'll see in a second, I don't dash before using armor break is because I cancel the animation. I don't want the full effect to go off because I want to use my other skills, but it could work out better for you if you use the full animation, get the full damage off. It actually deals a lot of damage, but in my case, I want to use my weapon ASAP. That should be more than enough. In my case, that is. In your case, maybe not. So let the skill resolve, but here I'm going to dash out of it, boom, getting the damage increase off, and I use Plum. Get the bonus from that, use the skill here, get more damage in, it is fully buffed, and boom, lots of damage. Dash again, get my weapon skill ready, dash, and then use it. So much damage coming our way. Use your support skills as well when it comes to your hunters, get even more DPS in. Do not ultimate if you want to waste for time, and there we go, just basic attacking, nothing else we can do, and there's the full run. Hopefully that did help you. Let me show you the other run when it comes to using the different skill loadout. Just so you can see, maybe your skill levels are higher when it comes to those skills, so you want to use that instead. So here's a full run. I'm not going to talk over it too much or pause it, just so you can see exactly what we did. This is the second attempt. If you skip to the end, make sure to go back. There's another run I want to show you with different skills. You might prefer that one, but overall, same method here. Not too much different, but we're using different skills, so it does change just a little bit, but you're still using your skills over and over again, just like you would with your original armor break and that vertical art skill. So overall, not too much is different. These skills are honestly quite comparable. It's a bit different in terms of your DPS, because I do want to show you, I just went back, it's more of a sustained DPS than just a big burst compared to our previous skills. So this one might be preferable for you if you can't time correctly, if you're on mobile, if it's kind of hard for you, though you'd have to spam a lot. You can see we're using so many skills all at once constantly. Make sure you use your sports skills as well for hunters. That's something a lot of people do miss. Get the timing right. You just have to remember, I know it's kind of hard, but you can do it. Though this one is maybe a bit more involved, as you can see, lots of dashing, lots of skills, lots of timing, lots of positioning, but it's doable. It was only around 3-ish seconds worse than our previous run, with different skills, but again, both runs work, just use what's easier for you. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, make sure to subscribe, and do support if you want free codes. The link is down below. We have that juicy 1000 Essence Stone code now, so you're definitely missing out if you forget to support. But yeah, on that note, this was your Code King Zaf signing out. Drop a like for 8 hours of gameplay.